Hey, this is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. I'm going to show you pictures of Queretaro as I discuss why I believe it's one of the better, possibly even the best, live or retire cheap in paradise locations. But don't write anything down as you listen. Everything I say is in writing at Vagabond Buddha with Google Map links. Just click the link in the notes below this YouTube video to get Queretaro, Mexico, retire early, low cost of living. Best Queretaro free Old Town walking tour, best day tours, best restaurants, best nightlife, best and cheap hotels, best flights, buses and trains, best livability factors, and low cost of living, and best travel or retire cheap to paradise locations in the world, all at that link. Queretaro, Mexico, retire early, low cost of living. Again, this is my Queretaro, Mexico, retire early, low cost of living guide. I'm traveling around the world finding the best retire early, low cost of living destinations in paradise. In the last 11 years, I've been to 64 countries. 𝐂𝐎𝐒 of 𝐕𝐚𝐠𝐚 Ventures is traveling with me. I met her in Malaysia in 2016 and she joined me in 2017. You should check out 𝐂𝐎𝐒's Instagram account sometime. She's doing a great job. Just click the link. There's a link to it here. The last 6 weeks, we've been investigating the best retire early, low cost of living locations in Mexico. We've visited Mexico City, San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, Guadalajara, Chapala, Ajijic, Puerto Vallarta, Morelia, and Querétaro. Before this, we were in Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. Just search the words Vagabond Buddha to what we have been doing on both our webpage and our YouTube channel. Today I'm writing about Mexico. This has my cost of living data for Querétaro, Mexico. We have 7 more stops in Mexico before we head to Scotland. If you'd like to know where we go next, then please follow us. You can either subscribe at vagabondbuddha.com or our YouTube channel, links provided. But first, here are some facts about Querétaro, Mexico I found on Wikipedia. Many say Querétaro has the best quality of life and is the safest city in Mexico. Querétaro, the Silicon Valley of Mexico, has the second highest average per capita income in Mexico, 20,000 US per year, behind only Monterrey. Querétaro region is second in wine production in Mexico after the Baja California region. 15,000 people lived here when the Spanish showed up. It was populated by Otomi, the Aztecs, and Chichimeca. The Otomi were city dwellers with a sophisticated political organization. Querétaro was founded in 1531 when the Spanish allied with Otomi leader Conan, who was the representative of the Aztecs in this area, defeat insurgent groups of the Otomi and Chichimeca. The Chichimeca were winning the battle when a total eclipse of the sun occurred, causing the Chichimeca to surrender. At that moment, the Spanish claimed to have seen an image of St. Peter carrying a rose-colored cross. A church, a monastery, and a cross were built by the Spanish on Sangoma Hill, where the battle and the vision occurred. Conan separated the indigenous people and the Spaniards into different areas. The indigenous were assigned Sangoma Hill, and the Spanish were assigned the historic city center, or Old Town, Querétaro. Very few of the buildings from the 16th century remain. This is due to continued violence and skirmishes that reached their peak in the 17th century. This is why most of the city structures were built in Baroque architecture, once things had settled down, that popular architecture. But best Querétaro free Old Town walking tour. At the link, you'll find a YouTube video of us taking our Querétaro free Old Town walking tour. You can watch the video and then click the link. It'll take you through what I feel is the most significant sites culturally, historically, and just fun to see. And it'll take you on a walk through those. I'm not going to list or discuss those because they're on the video. Just click the link below this YouTube video. You'll find our webpage and there you'll see the link of the other YouTube video, and you can watch me and Cheng-Hui take the Old Town walking tour. Okay, next section on the web page covers day tours. I'm scrolling down now to find the best day tours and map of Querétaro. So all of the Viator tour options are listed at a link provided. The below prices are what I found on the day I clicked the link. The prices on the day you click might be different. If so, please let me know in the comments below so I can update the below prices. This isn't my tour, but there is a Colonial Querétaro trolley or bus tour for $10. My tour is free. The Canyon Adventure from Santiago is $82 per person. These are U.S. prices. Exploring the Independent Cities, San Miguel, Hidalgo, and Otanolic, $75. Querétaro Walking Tour, $18. Querétaro Myths and Legends Tour, $28. And Querétaro Mountain Bike Adventure for $58. All of those tours are available. There's also a link to Get Your Guides tours in the area. And then there's self-guided tours, or I call them cheap bastard tours. Here are a few, and all the links are here. Here are a few free self-guided day tours around Querétaro in case you're a do-it-yourselfer or just cheap like me. A free Querétaro Aqueduct tour. The Querétaro Aqueduct is the largest colonial era structure in Querétaro. This is 1.3 kilometers long with 74 arches. Each arch is 20 meters wide. It was started in 1726 and took 12 years to build. It was built by Juan Antonio de Urrutia at the request of nuns at the Santa Clara Convent to deliver water to the residents of La Canada. There's a link here, you click it. It's a 25-minute walk from Plaza de Armas in the center of Old Town. The next tour is the Pyramid of El Cerrito. El Cerrito Archaeological Zone was only a 70 Mexican peso ride on Uber, which is about $3.50 US from Querétaro Old Town. They have English guides on site. The pyramid is estimated to have been built beginning around 300 before Christ. The height of the pre-Hispanic culture in this area was about 900 to 1200 after death when the Toltec ruled in the area. The power of the great Toltec lords and warriors rested here in this pyramid. It's only about a 15-minute ride and you should see it. Ceramic figurines excavated here indicate trade networks from Guatemala in the south to Jalisco in the north. Make sure to click the above link to this archaeological site to make sure it is open and the hours before you go. We went on a Monday and they were closed. The above picture is taken from the gate. Wine tasting tours. Querétaro is the second largest wine producing state in Mexico. We intended to go wine tasting while we were here, but Cheng-Hui was not feeling well on the day we had it scheduled. So if you end up going wine tasting here, can you please post a comment? Your experience would be valuable. And then there's a couple links here for wine tours for you. All of this is in the links below this YouTube video. If you'd like to learn how to make money online or how to live internationally, possibly with less money than you spend at home, please subscribe to Vagabond Buddha or get a free copy of my ebook. Best restaurants in Querétaro. The below restaurants are ordered from favorites closer to the top. If something disappointed us, it's not on the list. You may have noticed that I'm not a big fan of getting in cars when I'm investigating colonial era cities. The above map is so you can consider walking distance when selecting from my list of restaurants. There's a map there. Just click the link and you'll see all the restaurants. And then there's a quick description of each. Restaurante Vegano Sua. This is a vegan restaurant. Cheng-Hui had soy chorizo, potato with corn tortillas. I had a green veggie shake. I'm fasting right now. The bill was 170 pesos plus 30 tip. The total was about $10. Delicious food. Maison de la Corregidor. We forgot to take a picture here. It's a sidewalk restaurant that has both Mexican and Italian food. Prices were on the higher end for the international sections. 𝐂𝐻𝐒 had onion soup, and I had cheese enchiladas. The bill was 300 pesos, which is about $15 US, including one drink each and a tip. The cost in the neighborhood restaurant for this meal would have been about $8 to $12. That's for both of us. So it was only about $3 high. 𝐂𝐻𝐒 𝐒𝐅. This place had a great atmosphere and delicious food. The service was also impeccable. That must be why it has a 4.6 on Google out of 5 with over 1,000 reviews. They had English and Spanish menus. I wasn't sure what to order. I asked the server. She recommended a vegetarian dish. She gave 6 different choices. The dish I had is from Oaxaca, Mexico, and I couldn't pronounce it if I wanted to. It was delicious. 𝐂𝐻𝐒 had a pork dish. The bill including tip was 320 peso, which is about $16. Livability. This was recommended as the best vegan restaurant in town by a friend who's vegan. We never made it over there. If you go, please comment below and I will add it here. Please indicate what you had, what the check was, and whether or not you would go back. Then there's a link here for some street food. 𝐂𝐻𝐒 had one of her favorite meals at the above street restaurant. She had a machaca taco without the meat. It was just an egg machaca made right in front of us. That cost 20 pesos or $1. The restaurant has no name. It's just at an intersection and it's in under a tent, and so, just click it. There's a picture and you can go there. Vagabond Buddha Kitchen. I prepared about 7 meals at home while we were here in Queretaro, at our Airbnb place. We shopped at a grocery store, a link provided, that was only 2 blocks from our place. It had a great kitchen, had a quaint table in the backyard where we could eat, and a nice kitchen and living room too, for that matter. Best Queretaro nightlife, bar hopping, walking tour and map. One person's heaven is another person's hell. So think of this Queretaro bar hopping tour more like an evening stroll. Just stroll along until something tickles your fancy. Click the below interactive Google Map link to start your stroll. There's a total of 8 places this will take you by, and it's a beautiful evening walk, you'll hear music coming from each, and you can decide which you want to go in. This is really just a gorgeous city. It felt safe to us at night. I wouldn't hesitate at all to take this walk again, or to take it the first time. So please enjoy. Click the link, and there's also a video here of us taking the tour, so you can see how beautiful and safe it is yourself. Okay, so moving along. Best cheap hotels in Queretaro. You should stay in the Old Town area of Queretaro. You can walk to most of the interesting things to do and see. You won't need to get in a taxi or an Uber. There's accommodations here ranging from 110 a night, which is one of the most beautiful hotel we saw in Queretaro, and a colonial style, huge courtyard, elegantly furnished, 110 a night. And then there's another colonial that's almost as good for $40 a night. And then there's a $34 a night place. And then if you're a backpacker, hostel type person, the best pick here is for a hostel that we saw on our walking tour. It's $11 per night. We stayed in an Airbnb house share. This is a very large, well-decorated, spacious home. It has 6 bedrooms and 6 baths. 4 of the bedrooms have full-time professionals living in them. The other 2 are on Airbnb. Both of the Airbnb bedrooms have their own bathroom, and we shared the common area with other occupants: the kitchen, living room, dining room, backyard, and 2 patios. They all speak English and are very nice. You're just 10 blocks from the Old Town. You're 2 blocks from the grocery store. We love the place, highly recommend it, and there's a coupon here. It was $20 a night for both of us. Just click the link and come down and check it out. I started living internationally over 11 years ago. If you'd like to learn how to make money online or how to live internationally, possibly with less money than you spend at home. Please subscribe to Vagabond Buddha or get a free copy of my book. Just come to the web page. Best flights, buses, and trains. As I say, I've been exploring since 2007, 64 countries. People are very curious about the world, so I started collecting data for them about the cost of traveling and living in places that I visit. What does it cost to actually live internationally when you're not fixed in one location for more than a few weeks or months? That's what people want to know. I'm in Queretaro, Mexico today. We've been traveling around Mexico for 6 weeks. We took the ETN bus, link provided, from Morelia to Queretaro. It was about a 4-hour bus ride. When we add the time waiting at airports, it makes more sense and it's cheaper to ride the bus for most destinations, unless you're flying a far distance in Mexico. Buses, we've taken a couple of bus providers here, links provided, and in English, or you can, it teaches you how to right click if you want to translate using your Google Chrome browser. Queretaro International Airport. You can fly into Queretaro International Airport. You can use Uber to get to your accommodations. You don't have to negotiate with drivers on Uber. An Uber from Queretaro International to Old Town Queretaro is about 250 pesos or $13. Check the taxi stand inside the airport to see if you can beat that price. Above, under accommodations, I provided a list of 4 places in Old Town that you can stay. Flights, and you can select others, obviously. The links are just meant to get you focused on the area. And then, okay, flights, international or domestic. Try to leave your home country on a Tuesday or Wednesday. These are most always the cheapest departure days for flying. Skyscanner finds me the cheapest flights every time. Link provided. Buy a Mexican SIM card for your smartphone when you land here. Make sure to get your phone unlocked before leaving your home country. This mainly applies to U.S. citizens, so you can slide a SIM card in there and use the internet for about $10 to $20 a month while you're here. Train. There's just one passenger train still running in Mexico, and it does not come to Queretaro. If you book my flights, tours, or accommodations, you'll pay nothing extra, but we'll earn a small commission. This is why we're able to keep creating these travel guides. If you'd like to live cheap, retire early, learn how to make money online, or how to live internationally, just subscribe to Vagabond Buddha, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or get a free copy of my book. Queretaro, Mexico, Livability Factors. This post has the Queretaro, Mexico retire early, low cost of living data. There are more expats per capita living in Queretaro than many parts of Mexico. As I travel the world, I document the best low cost of living destinations where you're looking to retire cheap in paradise or visit an amazing place that burns a smaller hole in your pocket. I hope this information helps you in some way. After 64 countries and 11 years of investigating the world, I'm getting pretty good at this. My goal is to concentrate so much valuable information in one place that you keep coming back to Vagabond Buddha. Please like, comment, or subscribe if you feel I met my goal on this post or YouTube video. Livability factors. Before living somewhere super cheap, I would need to consider other factors. Things may vary for you, but for me, these factors include walkability, things to do, internet reliability, weather, food choices, social considerations, expat opportunities, real estate prices, and the overall cost of living. I rate each of the factors as high, medium, or low. I then consider my overall feelings about a place and assign it an overall desirability score. High desirability, medium desirability, or low desirability. Queretaro desirability score, high desirability. This is now my favorite place in Mexico for a retirement destination. For a 1 or 2 week vacation, I would pick a beach in Mexico. But for everyday life in Mexico, I would pick Queretaro first, Guanajuato second, and Mexico City third. But stay tuned, we have 7 more stops in Mexico before I firm up these picks. Subscribe to Vagabond Buddha or our YouTube channel for the quality of life and cost of living updates as we travel. Okay, walkability, high. The historical old center of Queretaro is completely walkable. I would not buy a car if I lived here. Since I work from my laptop, I wouldn't need to commute to work. Plus, restaurants, grocery stores, and the gym are walkable from here. Internet reliability, high. The internet worked well in coffee shops, but we struggled a little bit at home in our Airbnb. But that's probably because there are so many internet geeks at this house. Since this is the Silicon Valley of Mexico, I'm sure the internet would be fine here if I had my own apartment and a router all to myself. Food, high. There are 2 million people living within 6 miles of here. It is the second highest per capita income in Mexico. There's a huge international demand for food choices here because all of the foreigners living here from home offices in the tech industries from all over the world that are coming here for the low labor costs. There are multiple choices of every food category here. If you are enjoying this, could you please like it, share it on social media, comment below, or subscribe? Your interaction will rank us higher in the search engines. Weather, high. Querétaro, Mexico sits at an elevation of 1,820 meters, which is almost 6,000 feet above sea level. This holds the temperatures down in the summer months. The warmest month of the year is May. The average high for the day in May is 85 Fahrenheit or 29 Celsius. The average low at night in May is 56 Fahrenheit or 13 Celsius. The coolest month of the year is January. The average low in January is 43 Fahrenheit or 6 Celsius. Of course, the lows are at night. The average high in January is 72 Fahrenheit or 26 Celsius. The fact that it warms up so nicely during the day in January makes a big difference. The rainy season is June through September, when it rains about 6 inches per month or 100 to 150 millimeters. This is almost perfect weather. Things to do, high. This colonial era center of Querétaro is one of the nicest I've seen anywhere in the world. It's clean, beautiful, well maintained. You can tell that the per capita income is high in Querétaro just by walking around. As the second highest state in wine production in Mexico, wine tasting is available. The city of almost 2 million people can support water sports like water skiing, wakeboarding, kite surfing, etc. There are many interesting day trips you can take to places within a few hours, like Guanajuato, San Miguel de Allende, Mexico City. There are huge shopping malls stocked with international products at reasonable prices. There's an international airport 45 minutes from the Old Town area with reasonably priced flights throughout Mexico and the world. The classical music, theater, and dance and live performance opportunities are second only to Mexico City, which is only a few hours away. Social considerations. Medium. You'll need to learn Spanish to really move freely in this world and to integrate with the locals. Many are educated and speak English here, but that would limit you to a certain group of people, and it'd be more interesting if you're able to communicate with everyone. Expat groups. Medium. There are a number of expat groups that I found quickly online, links provided. There's a neighborhood of Querétaro called 𝐒𝐿, where many retired expats are said to live. I took a look at the Google images of the area and it didn't really appeal to me personally. I'm more of a colonial, old town kind of guy. But if you check it out and love it, please comment below and I will include more about it here. Real estate, high. Just rent until you are sure, I should say not high priced, it's high desirability. Just rent until you are sure about your desire to live here permanently. The prices still seem affordable to me. You should be able to find a small condo, 1 or 2 bedrooms, not too far from the Old Town Center or in it for under $50,000 US. But you should live here for a year or 2 before you make that final decision. Querétaro, Mexico, retire early, low cost of living. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Here are my costs of living estimates for Querétaro. Querétaro, Mexico. Here are my estimated costs of living as a temporary visitor. These estimates might be lower if you rented an apartment month to month. You can rent a furnished one-bedroom apartment here ranging from about $500 to $800 per month, depending on how modern and how close you want to be to the central plaza. To get the better deals, $400 a month, $500 a month, you'll need to be on the ground here. Many of the online prices are for new people moving here that haven't figured out how to get a good deal yet. So just rent an Airbnb apartment for about 30 bucks per night for the first month, or even lower, 25. Then start walking around to find your own little piece of paradise. The low for a backpacker hostel type person for a month here is around $600, and for a one-bedroom apartment for one person, everything included, is about $1,200 per month cost of living. That includes more high-end restaurants if you're high cost, and more food carts if you're a backpacker type. That includes your buses, Uber rides. The table does not include alcohol, tours, or extras, and it's just for one person. If you click the link below this YouTube video, you'll see the table and how it breaks down. I do not guarantee these prices. These are just my notes from being here. So please subscribe here or on YouTube if you'd like to receive the cost of living estimates for our next Mexico stop. We're heading to our next city in the morning. Are you curious where it will be? Subscribe. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Thank you for stopping by. The world is your home. What time will you be home for dinner?